The film was set in 1957. At the height of the Cold War, both the United States and Soviet Union employed spies against each other. They had a fear of the nuclear capabilities of one another. In Brooklyn, Rudolph Abel, Mark Rylance, is painting a self-portrait. He receives a phone call moments later. He never speaks but only listens. Abel leaves his apartment and walks around the city. He was unaware of a man, Agent Blasco, stepping out of a cab to follow him. Blasco follows Abel through the subway station, where he is joined by Agent Gamber. They couldn't catch him at that time. Abel ends up at a park where he sits on a bench to paint. He recovers a coin under a bench. He returns to his apartment and uses a razor to split the coin open, where he finds that it contains a piece of paper. Soon, Blasco and Gamber, joined by other FBI agents, storm into Abel's home and arrest him for espionage. The film moves to a lawyer firm, where we finally meet our main character, James B. Donovan, who is an insurance lawyer. He is brought into the office of his associate Thomas Waters Jr. He finds out that he is given the report on Abel's case. Donovan knows what kind of reputation he would gain for defending a suspected spy. Donovan has dinner with his wife Mary and kids Carol, Roger and Peggy. Donovan tells his family about the case, and his wife of course is not happy about that. Donovan meets with Abel in prison. Abel never admits to any wrongdoing and doesn't want to fully cooperate with the United States government. Somehow they develop an enormous bond between two of them. Abel's trial begins, and nobody is on Donovan's side. The people in court think Abel deserves the death penalty for his supposed crimes, and they cannot believe why Donovan has to protect Abel. On the train, everyone that Donovan sees is reading unkind headlines for his case. Even one woman on the train looks at him scornfully. To make things worse, someone shoots at the Donovan home one evening. When the police officers come, one of them even insults Donovan. The shooting doesn't get Donovan's family any sympathy, as everyone thinks he is a traitor. No one understands the reason behind his devoted behavior. Actually, Donovan thinks that during this Cold War, if the Russian got many spies undercover, so does the American. So he believes that letting Abel alive may give them a chance to negotiate. When one of the American spies is under Abel's situation in Russia, and he is right. At the same time, CIA recruits 4 new pilots for the spying mission. They need to detect any nuclear activity occurring in the Soviet Union. The pilots are brought into the Peshawar Air Station, where they see the U-2 planes that they will use in their mission. The planes was fully equipped with high-tech cameras and the like. Powers and his comrades undergo their mission over the USSR. His plane suddenly takes a hit as it's shot down. He goes soaring down but manages to eject himself from the plane. Powers is later captured and held by the Soviet Union. Meanwhile in America, Abel is found guilty on all charges, but Donovan convinces the judge to give him a 30-year prison sentence instead of the death sentence. During that time in Germany, American student Frederick Pryor rides his bike by the construction site of the Berlin Wall. He wants to take his girlfriend and her father to the other side of the wall, but it was too late. He's stuck in the east side because the last stone was placed. Pryor is confronted by Stasi agents who find him suspicious. He shows off his books to prove he is a student, but the man is subsequently arrested, with both American men in detainment. An exchange is planned between the US and USSR to trade Abel for Powers. However, Donovan thinks they should get Pryor back as well. The CIA only wants Powers back, because he keeps a lot of secrets inside him. But Donovan plans to make a negotiation regardless. He travels to East Germany to meet with Wolfgang Vogel, a German lawyer who can broker a deal. He even meets Abel's family, who appear to be actors. During his time in Germany, Donovan is forced to stay in a cold and crummy hotel room. He needs to go back and forth every day between East and West Germany. The weather is hard. His coat is even robbed on the way to the embassy. As he passes by the wall on the train, he sees several East Germans trying to climb over the wall to escape, but they are shot down by guards. The sight of this horrifies Donovan. The East German government refuses to give up Pryor. after learning that the USSR was involved in the negotiation. While the CIA thinks they should leave Pryor, Donovan makes a bold move by threatening the East German government. If Pryor is not released to them, the whole deal is off. Abel would be interrogated, leaving bad blood between Germany and the USSR. After considering and thanks to Donovan's determination, the East German government agrees to let Pryor go. But they won't take him to the Glienicke Bridge, where two governments decide to meet. Pryor will be released at Checkpoint Charlie. When the time comes, Abel arrives and is ready for the exchange. However, Pryor hasn't shown up. Donovan wants to delay the exchange, but CIA agent urges him to continue. At that time, Abel looks into Donovan's eyes. Thanks for the special bond they have before. Abel stands still without making a single move towards his country. Just like the Russian sentence he used to say to Donovan. Stoiki muzhik, standing man. Abel stands still for Donovan's sake, for enemy's sake. Because Donovan was stood out to defense Abel. Even though he has to go through many judgment and misunderstandings. Meanwhile at Checkpoint Charlie, Pryor is brought over. After their identities are confirmed, the exchange is made. Abel crosses over to the other side. But not before letting Donovan know that he left him a gift. The two men share one final look before departing the bridge. He opens the gift from Abel, which is a painting of Donovan himself. Donovan returns home to his family. The kids see the news story on the exchange and are shocked to hear their dad's name mentioned. They just think he was away on a fishing trip. The next day, Donovan rides the train, where he sees people are now reading positive headlines. The lady who stared at him earlier now looks at him with a smile. As he looks out the window, he sees children climbing over a fence, reminding him of what he saw in Germany. The ending text states that Rudolf Abel returned home, and was never acknowledged as a spy. Francis Gary Powers died when his plane crashed in 1977. Frederick Pryor went on to become a professor at Swarthmore College. James B. Donovan was asked by President Kennedy to become a negotiator, negotiating the release of 1,000 prisoners from Cuba after the Bay of Pigs invasion. He would eventually get over 9,000 men, women, and children released. The film was based on a true story, when a normal man becomes a real-life hero during the Cold War. Thanks to his devotedness, sacrification and never-give-up spirit, many people were saved during the unwanted war. He also teaches us about forgiveness, the sympathy for enemy and how to put them in right place. This is the end. Thank you for watching the video. If it is nice, don't forget to like, share and follow the page to watch the next video together.